Hey folks, welcome to the channel here at Lucky Loon Outdoors. I'm John. I'm going to talk to you today about something I discovered at the Great American Outdoor Show. This little guy, the Alps Mountaineering Gaze Firepit. So I was literally at the show, walking through, looking at all the hundreds and hundreds of vendors, and Guide Fitter had this sitting there, and I was like really intrigued. I was so impressed that I bought it that day, had it shipped home. So far up here in Minnesota in February, I've used it in 40-degree weather all the way down to negative 30-degree weather. So I went ice fishing for a 4-day trip up north, up by Leech Lake, Minnesota, if you know where that is. Really good fishing. But we used this for 4 days up there in negative 30 weather. And I've got some thoughts on this thing. Like I'm pretty impressed so far. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the setup and the components, noteworthy features that I find relevant, pros, cons. We'll get a fire going in it so you can kind of see how it works. It'll give you my final thoughts. You know, who is this for and would I buy it? I mean, obviously I bought it, but this is a channel, so would I buy it? So let's get into it. This is what it comes in. Just a simple old bag, which could be about 1 inch bigger, but it's not that bad. This is what it comes in. And it comes pre-assembled. There's no putting anything together. It's ready to go out of the bag. And there was no paperwork, no wrapping to get rid of. It's literally ready to go when you get it. So let's set it up. And simply unzip it. Open it up. Set the bag to the side. Now it comes bundled like this. This is the mat that you can put on the ground. It's like a heat shield, so you don't like start a fire or necessarily destroy whatever's underneath. I wouldn't run this on your deck, but anywhere outside with this mat, you should be good to go. It's got these elastic straps on here that's holding kind of it all bundled together. So we'll just take those off and throw those in the bag, get them out of the way. All right. Now I'm just going to set it down. Oh, almost. Okay. We're halfway there. Mat's down where I want it. That's according this thing out. So we'll stand it up and stay with me here. It's going to be really hard. Look at that. Now it's all the way out. Only thing we have to do is two things. There's locking bars on two sides, which I'll show you a little bit closer in a second. I'm going to push those out. That makes it so it doesn't collapse in at all. Make sure it stays rigid. So we'll push those two out. And that's about it. Now you want to take a look where the mesh attaches to the frame and make sure none of them popped out, which we have one here that did. And I'll show you that a little bit closer. I'm not going to fix it now. I'm going to show it closer so you can see it. So let's take a closer look. Okay, here's a closer look at it. So these are the points I was talking about to check. See if it'll focus on my hand here at least. There we go. These metal rings that go around those. Make an optical check, make sure they're all attached. And we have one that's popped off. So all we gotta do is put that on there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand here, but let's see if I can make it happen. Boom, she's on. Okay. Next, we're gonna look at these locking tabs. The little crossbar right here. Going to make sure that it is locked out. I went too far when I pushed it. There we go. Just like that. There's one there and one on the other side. So just make sure they're locked out. Good to go. Now, take a review of our components. We've got the fire mat on the bottom. We've got the metal mesh and frame and the bag and little elastic straps. It is the simplest thing to set up. Okay, let's talk about my noteworthy features on this one. First and foremost is this metal mesh. Now this is stainless steel, which is very important for longevity. How long will it last? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. So, first point there is stainless steel mesh. Next is we're talking about an aluminum frame to it. Will it bend or will it break? No idea, but I'm sure I'll find out. I do enough camping and enough traveling. So far the construction looks pretty solid and don't really have any major concerns that come out. I like that we have these nice wide feet here. Helps keep it from digging into the dirt. The mat seems to work out pretty well. That's pretty good there so far. Now, we have less smoke on here because we have a lot of airflow, and you'll see that in a minute when I start a fire. But because it has really good airflow pretty much everywhere, it's not smoldering a lot like it would in a regular fire pit. It's another feature I really like is it's really, really simple, and there's not a lot of components. I mean, we just set it up. You can see the components here. It's really three things: a bag, a frame, and the metal mesh. You don't need to take any of it apart. You just fold it up, put it away. The 135-pound weight limit is pretty impressive. I mean, that's like a small adult. It will hold, so basically what that means is you can fill it with wood. You don't got to worry about if you're going to overload it. Just make your fire how you want it, call it good. Now, when it's all packed up, it's 8 pounds, which when you consider fire pits of especially this size, that's extremely impressive. That means if you're not hiking and camping, it means you can basically take it anywhere. You can throw it in the back of an RV, throw it in a car, strap it to your motorcycle, whatever you want to do. Okay, let's talk pros and cons here. So on the pro side, the big ones are portability, weight, and construction. So like compared to like my solostove or my Biolite pit, this thing packs into a much smaller space. I can throw it with any of my gear, whether I'm going moto camping, car camping, going to the cabin, or just at one of my campsites like this one. So that's a huge plus. It doesn't weigh a lot. It's only 8 pounds, and you can probably cut that down if you got rid of a couple little components, like maybe you don't need the mat, maybe you don't need the bag. Who knows? But the way it packs down and the weight, excellent. Also, so the ease of use is awesome. With my Biolite pit, I'm dealing with the battery, I'm dealing with the rack that's on the inside, I'm dealing with the lid, I'm dealing with the legs. Oh, it's nice, but it's kind of a pain. This guy, it's all ready to go. It's out of the package. You just accordion it out, set it up, start a fire. You're not messing around. It's there, it's ready for you, it's easy to use. It's great on that aspect of it. So I think they knocked it out of the park on that aspect. So, and then on the last one I'm going to talk about for the pros is when I was ice fishing with this thing, we were up north and it was -30. I was warm from the feet all the way up to my head. I was wearing what I'm wearing right now, regular pants, my regular walking winter shoes, my hat, -30 outside smoking a cigar, and I was warm all the way up. I was sitting around this thing, and because the way it's designed, you can scoot your chair up to it. You can just put your feet underneath the fire. So you can scoot your feet in and out from underneath where the coal bed is, keep your feet warm, and because it radiates out, because the fire's up here, not on the ground, you're getting all of the heat. So literally at -30, I can stand around it in the clothes I'm wearing right now, and I can be comfortable, which I've never experienced in my life. Your solo stoves, you have nothing from the waist down, basically from where the top is. You have nothing from the ground up to there. So your knees down are cold, or your waist down is cold. My Biolite, it doesn't get as hot as this because there's not as much real estate to put wood in. This one is like the size of a regular 30-inch fire pit, basically, and you can just load it. Because it has that 100-and-something pound capacity, you can really load it down with wood. So, I mean, I've been super impressed with that, and you're going to see it in a second here. So, on the con side, so my only concerns is the longevity of this mesh. I don't know how long it's going to last. It looks like it's holding up really well so far, and the stainless steel construction is, I think, a must for something like this, which it is. So that's a question mark, is how long is this mesh going to survive? I'm going to put that to the test. I do a lot of camping, a lot of traveling, a lot of moto camping, a lot of car camping, a lot of paddling camping, all that kind of stuff. So this is going to get fully tested on that aspect of it. I'm going to find out how long it'll last. And the frame construction out here being aluminum, I'm kind of curious, you know, when I go out to the Dakotas or on my trips, like, this is going to get thrown in with all my gear. So my question on that aspect is, if something lands on it or it gets kind of jumbled with my gear, is the frame at risk of breaking or bending? How's that going to turn out? And I'll find out, I'm sure. So those are my only 2 question marks on the con side of it. All right, so let's get a fire going in this thing. So Alps Mountaineering did not sponsor or pay me or anything for this video. If at some point in the future they do, I'll put it in the description down below. But as of right now, they did not. I'm over an affiliate with Bigfoot Bushcraft fire plugs because I use them all the time. And I reached out to them and said, hey, can we do the thing? And they said, yeah, let's do the thing. So 10% off, go down the description. You'll see it. If you want some fire plugs, they're cheap. They burn. They do what they're supposed to do. Check it out. I like them. That's why I buy bags and bags of them. All right, so I want to put this on a time lapse so you can kind of see me build this up and get the fire going. And let's get after it. Oh, I don't know. There's one more coming. All right, let's take a look at this thing. So my camera died while trying to do time lapse, but it's charged up. Let's take a quick peek. So you can see it's burning pretty dang good. I added a lot of wood to it while my device was charging. You can see that's pretty darn smokeless. Not a whole lot of smoke coming out of this thing. As I walk around it, you can see there's a really good coal bed going in there because it's getting good airflow from all angles. And as you can imagine, being able to sit here and just kind of tuck your feet underneath if you need to warm them up when it's in the negatives or nice and cold out there, you absolutely can. Right now it's about 15 degrees out here, and I'm standing by the fire and my feet are warm all the way up to my face. So it does exactly what it needs to. All right, so in conclusion, we've got two more things. Who's this for and would I buy it? So who's this for? This is for anybody that wants a portable camping fire pit to take with them, maybe on their motorcycle, their RV, when they go car camping, overlanding, those kinds of things. Maybe near their cabin, maybe like one of my campsites like I have here on my campground. Who it's not for, that's going to be folks that need to cut weight. So maybe some paddling camping scenarios, people who need to hike in camp, folks that actually consider maybe not bringing a chair, like those kind of camping scenarios. So this fits into about 90 to 95% of pretty much everything. I'm really impressed with it. Would I buy it? So I obviously bought this for the channel. However, after using it in negative 30-degree weather, using it on a few trips already, the feedback from other people and my experiences with it, I would absolutely buy this. If I was shopping for a portable campfire pit, this, in my opinion right now, is the best thing on the market. I'm extremely impressed with it. If you know anything about me, you know I have multiple different kinds of fire pits from different manufacturers. I'm always buying new toys and trying things out. And this is the top of the top for me. It's either one of the best, if not the best one on the market. So if you're in the market for something like this, I really do not think you're going to be upset about it. And if you are, you need to get on my channel, hit comments down below and tell me about it, because I want to know why you're upset if you are. I need to know these things. But so far from my experience, I would absolutely buy this. So I hope this helps you out. I hope that what I provided here, helps you make your decisions, or if you're just looking at it. Thank you for watching. If you can hit the notification bell, subscribe, do all that good stuff, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. I've got a lot of other videos on the channel as well on some other fire pits, other camping gear, and some adventures. This year, we're going to be working on expanding the channel more into adventures. You hear me talk about that I'm always going camping and always going places, which I am. I just haven't really been featuring it on the channel as much. So this upcoming year, that's going to be a goal for the channel, is to bring you along so you can see some of these things, like when we go boat-in camping on Rainy Lake up north, or we go Boundary Waters BWCA canoeing, or when I go to, like, say, South Dakota for prairie dog hunting, or go to Prague over in the Czech Republic, and all kinds of stuff. So just keep an eye on the channel, and if you have any suggestions for content, absolutely let me know. I read every single comment, so if you have any questions, if you want any insight on anything, just shoot me a line. I'm more than happy to help you out. But yeah, if you can, take a look at my other videos, and like and subscribe below, and have fun. Stay safe out there.